have that one ready to go. And we're ready to jump into the first map of this series. Oasis to kick it off, O2 versus X6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1라운드.
All right, here we go, Achilios. Starting things off with the Tracer McCree I was talking about for the side of O2 Ardeont, but it will be BQB running the Sombra here. And then this is going to be the matchup we see for the Control. BQB versus Stellar. Will he run mostly Tracer, knowing that he is the worst of the two Sombras is the big question here. As the point will unlock in 5 seconds, positional advantage does go to Climax.
He's already dead. BQB just takes him down. Have to expect that it's just going to be the right-click hack. Deny him the dashes and the recall, and they take him down. Another one coming through. BQB going to be spraying away into the backside of that D.Va. Trying to knock Kumbala out of that mech so far. Going to be safe for the moment, as Violet has rain to back him up, but he's still just chewing up all this damage, and BQB is getting closer to that EMP already at 62%.
Incredible build time on this EMP here. He's building it faster than Godspeed's going
on the Violet. He is just going to be out in no man's land. Gets taken down. Rhea finds the hit. Climax uses the Deadeye, finds a pick up there on Roki, alleviating some pressure, but they still can't quite push in, commit in for that cap. Headshot on the nose point helps take him down, but he's got the bubble, keeping himself alive, and now the EMP's out from BQB, tosses it down, and Yakpung will drop like a sack of potatoes onto the ground. He is dead.
There was no pressure onto Climax, so he was able to do so much free damage, but the EMP removes that peel, allows X6 to sweep back in and clean everybody up. He had free damage, he was bursting down the tanks, he was protected, there was no pressure until BQB sweeps him with that quick EMP. He's building things so quickly. Yes, he did get that full clip kill earlier onto Stellar, pretty lackluster Tracer player overall, but he also was able to continuously farm it on the tanks, and that has been his playstyle all season long. He's already 31% to his second.
All right, well, this is going to be the big 6, though, getting ready to come in from O2 Climax, building up very rapidly for that Deadeye. Godspeed now looking for the stick, throws it in, gets taken out by the Deadeye, but answers back with the pulse bomb. This is going to be the 1-for-1 exchange with range, has that res to bring him back in. BQB 70% tries to jump away the translocator to keep himself alive. Manages to do so. So dangerously low, but can't be up front trying to get that EMP ready to roll. No Spike gonna die as Rhea gets knocked out of the mech. X6 gonna be surrendering the point. They've already ticked up to 78%.
They're just trying to be old efficient here. They're holding on to everything, including the EMP. Maybe having this coalescence halfway there, it's gonna be very easy to build that. They have so many different ways to open up this point, and most importantly, Violet already used Transcends. He does not have it to stop this very important EMP here. Here comes BQB, he's already shown his position, going up for the jump pad, flanking EMP.
He's gonna be looking for the mercy, throws that one down, everybody piling in on a Climax. They finish him off, no Spike going low. Gets that sound barrier in, pops the Primal Rage, and he has got Violet in the corner, smacking him down. The pocket's there from Rain to help keep him alive, but I don't know how much more of this he can take.
They already got the cap too, so even though the fight continues, the cap is going in favor of X6. It's ticking up 88%.
And both healers, they were occupied with the Primal Rage. Winston, Kumbala gets knocked out of the mech, now Yakpung goes down. There was no one there to keep them alive. It's just gonna be kill after kill, and Stellar falls. They might not even be able to tag in to force this OT. They have to get in onto it, and they just can't do it. 100-24. That is going to be X6-Gaming kicking things off with style.
Unfortunately, BQB is just destroying them right now. He's building these EMPs early. He's getting solo kills. He's getting into the back line, harassing Violet, who's never able to build that second Transcendence. Always stuck in the back line, always having to retreat, always having to play extra safe. And it's the EMP that allows the dive to come through. After Climax is in position to do damage, they come in and counter that. Sure, we saw the one Deadeye kill come through, but it was countered by a pulse bomb kill, forcing out an early res. And Violet, unfortunately, just not able to have that Transcendence when he needed it, when BQB came in for the flanking EMP. Godspeed's going to make his switch over now to the McCree as we head into the second point. So McCree versus McCree here. We're going to have to see if Stellar can put some pressure on. Otherwise, this should be easy control for X6.
Honestly wondering if he went for the McCree because he was expecting a Pharah from the other side, but either way, it's just going to be the 1-for-1 on that front. Godspeed gets taken down. Violet finding the opening frag. Could be a nice little buy there for O2, and the last time to push forward in onto the point and likely get this first cap as it gets ready to unlock in 5 seconds.
Godspeed going to make the switch over to over to the Tracer, wants to actually deal with Climax on a little bit more direct of a level, just like last time. And notice the difference this time. BQB is not able to roam freely and build EMP charges, only at 30%.
That being said, Yakpung's still going to crumble under the pressure being applied to him here by X6. It'll go down, but the cap actually still hasn't even come through. No one's taken it yet. Humbaba now going to be taken out of the mech. No tank line available for O2. That's going to be trying to get back in.
They get the first cap.
Yeah,
incredible.
X6 manages to get it in the end. A bit of a war of attrition there onto the point. They come out ahead.
And it's insane. They didn't even do this with the Zenyatta, and still a man down with Godsby on the Tracer switch. He respawns. He comes in. No Zenyatta. They still burst down Yakpung. He dies first, and X6 wins the fight with more sustained healing, not the extra damage. BKB just looking to farm more EMP charge right now.
Yeah, hunting, but he gets taken out of that invis, so has to jump back to safety. Bebe knocked off the high ground to get a couple hits there from Climax, trying to stay alive. Coalescence in from Bebe as they start charging forward. That's going to be Climax dead. Violet throwing them into the grave. And now Rain has nowhere to go. 3 swift kills picked up. Knockout there onto Humbaba, and Yakpung likely to die. X6-Gaming just sweeping their way through, pushing O2 all the way back into the spawn.
Just total control right now. Ult advantage, BQB hiding up here in this Spire. He is going to wait to drop down on top of the supports. Violet versus BQB is what you need to be watching right now, especially for an O2 Ardeont fan. He's looking for the Zenyatta. Sees him. Then gets stunned.
Then BQB taken down, and Violet finds the revenge kill. Says, I know what you were trying to do, but not today, sir. Great hit there by Climax, and that might have just bought the point here for O2 Ardeont. They're ticking up. Tensions have come through from X6. So many members low. No Smite dead. Rhea knocked out of the mech. X6 likely going to surrender this thing in delay. As long as they want. Try to build up extra little bit of percentage, but this should be O2 taking it for the first time here on Gardens.
Yep. Great accuracy here from Climax. They're just trying to buy time. They will give this point here, but with the highest percentage possible.
They're still delaying.
Yeah, delay continues here, but finally that cap will come through. Importantly, I think the reason why BQB did not EMP and ended up getting stunned there is because he wanted to fake it. He wanted to force the transcendence, win a longer fight, delay, then just hold that EMP for the follow-up fight where they had 99. They still walk away with 82. He's still got the EMP, but Violet has that transcendence. He's still able to hold it here because that kill went through. So huge play here for Climax. He's going to need another one though, or X6 is just going to finish this point and finish this map.
X6 going to have the ult advantage here. Try to get the retake. BQB with the EMP holding on to that one. And go ahead, try to open things up. Violet's going to go ahead, jumps in with that transcendence off the bat. This denies the initial damage. And Rhea will get taken down as he goes off the side of the map. So some more time bought here for the side of O2, moving up to 35% now.
They knew where BQB was. They knew that they could actually use the Transcendence early there and get the kill onto Rhea. So they only used 2 ultimates really in this fight. The problem is that BQB still holds it. Now they don't have the counter.
But they're both support ultimates gone.
Yeah,
There's a sound barrier. Coalescence with that
it's
EMP
the big
ready
six.
to go.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, big 6 is here. BQB looking for the angle, throws it down. Ran away here into Humbaba, trying to get him before the defense matrix comes back. A pulse bomb from Godspeed takes down 2. Yakpung and Rain both fall immediately, and X6 just look for the kill.
Notice they hold the tank ultimates too. They know those are going to be the ones that help them finish this point in overtime. The self-destruct and the primal rage, those are the 2 they didn't need because they had barrier and coalescence to keep everybody alive. They didn't need to use their tank ultimates to get the kills because Godspeed comes up big with the pulse. And O2 Ardeont have an ult advantage, but they're not the ults that you want. They're not the ults you can retake a point with. It's going to be so difficult to get Climax into dead eye range. They're already out of line of sight. Shell early recall here too.
Can't force anything. That one. That's going to be the dive coming in from X6. They want to finish it here. Back out, getting ready to come in. 3 members now contending from the side of O2 onto the point. X6 will just move right back over. Stellar looking for a pulse bomb stick. Finds the Winston. Doesn't even need to invest it. Just sprays no Smite down from behind. Finds it in the end to help knock Rhea out of that mech. Should be falling there at the end. Get taken down, another flip coming in, 99 to 65 as O2 regains control.
BQB with a rare mistake here, getting greedy, trying to farm another EMP after using that one to retake. He didn't need to do it this early, he didn't need to farm that up, but he was trying to go for Rhea, he was trying to look for, Humbaba, he was trying to get in there, get that extra charge. He failed to do so, he was picked, solo killed by the Diva. Now he's only at 50%, O2 Ardeont has a chance to bring this to a 3rd stage now. Godspeed sneaking around.
Looking for an angle, Humbaba there. Not going to be facing the Tracer. Have the defense matrix to eat it up, get stuck. And that's going to be him out of that mech. No self-destruct, ready to try to get himself back in. Rhea in the meantime going to be investing his own, looking for a pick. Not going to be finding much, but will be able to make it back in. The full HP, now it's 99 to 99. All coming down to this for the side of O2 if they want to start things off with a victory. X6 looking for the 2-0 here on Oasis. They get the flip. O2 Ardeont now need to pile in, but Yakpung, he goes so low. Humbaba's not in the mech. The sound barrier is in. As X6 just look to take it. EMP from BQB. They go forward. Violet's dead. And X6 should just be able to sweep them under the rug from here. Unless O2 Ardeont can pull a miracle out of their hind. It doesn't look like it's going to happen here. Almost said something bad, but X6 grinding away at them to close out, to start off this best of 7 with a win. Another pulse bomb ready to go. Godby finds the stick, takes down Climax. No DPS available for the side of O2 Ardeont. Trying to get back in, but he does not have a primal rage ready to go. They will keep jumping in one after the other, and that's exactly how X6 looks to take them down. They're putting up an admirable fight here at this point, but I just don't see them getting this flip, especially with Winston dying.
Winston dead here, and they're just trying to stick on. Well, no Smite does get taken down here, but they don't have any resources to flip this one. Everyone's taken out.
That's Violet. Self-destruct's out. They're off the point. And X6 do claim Oasis with a 2-0, but a very close one there on Garden.
Very much a second point being closer than most control maps go. But we have to talk about what's really going on here. I really feel you can notice the way that O2 Ardeont is playing is they're playing around Climax. They're damage boosting him. They're trying to protect him. They're trying to sit on top of him, make sure he can do massive amounts of damage. They're running oftentimes Zenyatta, so you're looking at damage boosted McCree with some of his Discord orbs even on the other side. But unfortunately, Stellar just cannot live up to what Godspeed's been able to do on the Tracer. So in terms of the harassment line and the supports, obviously O2 Ardeont's having a tougher time. We're watching X6 win 5v6 fights because they have the better coordination. They go for sustain. They kept the Moira locked in. They did not run the Zenyatta. They look for sustain for their tanks, and that allows BQB to continuously farm and be greedy, be aggressive, translocate away late, get those heals from the Moira, build coalescences. And with this coordination, the focus fire is always better, whereas for O2 Ardeont, I feel like they're looking to the sky, they're looking to Climax, they're looking for hopes that he is going to hit those headshots, he is going to do, with the boosted damage he has, enough damage to get opening picks on a McCree. And when you lose control of the point, it's so difficult to regain, it's so difficult to go in when you're constantly being harassed by BQB and Godspeed of all players. And we're talking about Godspeed on the Tracer, not the Genji. That comes maps 2 and 3. We're not even there yet.
Yeah, a little bit later as we get ready to push deeper into the series, but X6 do start things off 1-0 currently. Best of 7 here, guys, so have to win 4 in order to close this out, but it's not a good look for the side of O2 Ardeont to start already with suffering an 0-2 loss there on Oasis, so need to really think about their map choices as we get ready to come back and jump into Hybrid.
That's right. So down 0-1, unfortunately, it was their worst map type, but it was their closest map in terms of basically 2-1s, both teams having a lot of 2-1s. It was the map that most analysts were predicting if there was a map they took, it was this one. They got crushed 2-0. And that's it.
I disagree. I think Assault. I think Assault's going to be the one where they're able to take it, but we'll find out a little bit later. For now, we're going to go to a quick break, guys. When we come back, we'll have map number 2, see what O2 pick. Owl Face is joining us back in Korea. As we load up here onto Hollywood.
Difference here in elims between Roki and Rain. Obviously a much higher output for Rain. Rain is famous for building faster sound barriers than other Lucios because he uses Healing Song more often than Speed Song. That's why I put him in my top 6 for week 5 because he made such a huge impact with that Healing Song, building up the faster sound barriers. This is going to be defensive BQB. Junkrat here. The attack will be dive with Genji. Not going to be Humbaba on the Roadhog, despite the fact that that's what they were looking for, and that's why Humbaba's waving a lot because he knows the Korean observers will probably watch him, but he's not running that hog.
Not running that one. Climax gets picked off. They have to burn out the revs to bring him back in. Going low. Look just at the top of the screen there as X6 trying to hold firmly with this Junkrat and this Orisa. Climax goes in a bit deep, pops out that recall before he even goes low. Playing this one very safely, going to build up to that pulse bomb. Natural charge in. Already a Riptire built up for BQB. He's coming over the top. Manages to make his way over the gate. 5 seconds remaining, looking for a pick, but everybody's just cut their way all the way out of there. But he manages to find Violet.
He got exactly what he wanted to. He found Violet. Violet was trying to build up some transcendence. He was being very aggressively positioned. You could see those left clicks coming through. He sees them as well, hunts him down, gets the target. They get the reset onto Yakpung as well, so already so much time burnt. Sure, was the Rip Tire very efficient? No, but he got what he wanted with it.
He also got one very quickly, and then follows up for another kill there onto Ivy.
Ivy's died twice now to BQB's left clicks. Well, the satchel charge you mentioned earlier got the final blow, but it was mostly the left clicks that led to his demise. And Ivy is building towards that Dragon Blade. He's pocketed by Rain. Oftentimes, that's the idea with the strategy, is to build a fast blade, blow up the supports, and force the fight that way. But he's died twice early, so he doesn't have that blade as quick as he would like to.
Jumps coming through, Yakpung there, up onto the high ground, will jump down, in onto the point. Climax taking that hit out from Bebe. Uses the recall, still up top. Drops himself down as they look for the first tick. Haven't found it yet. Climax throws in the pulse bomb, finds Roki. A bit of an afterthought, was looking for the knockout there onto the mech. Rhea can take him down now. Ivy in the back, he's got the Dragon Blade, dash away from Godsby, keeps himself safe, and Rhea actually takes him down, but Mayday will be traded back. Climax finding another one. Yakpung, primal range up. Leaving it around, the first hit comes through from the side of O2 Ardeont. He's trying to get this initial cap, but I think that the defense has finally been broken. X6, will they pile in to try to stop this or just give it away?
They're going to try one more time. They still have the Ariza comp. They use the supercharger here.
But he's just so low. The pocket healing from the Mercy is not going to be enough. He crumbles under the pressure. He goes down. They're still trying to delay as long as possible. Red's out now from Roki as he rejoins with Godsby taken down by Violent. O2 Ardeont trying to grind this one out, trying to get this victory with as much time as they possibly can in the bank, but it's still already down to a minute and a half. And X6, they just want to keep training them as much as possible, but Rhea's dead, no smite's out. They will abandon this finally as O2 gets this cap. You see Godsby planning ahead as he swaps to that Widow.
They used this so well, though. The Orisa, they had the supercharger. They knew they had res available, and Orisa can buy almost infinity time when you have her res. She's got so much armor. You get the res off, she lives. She buys time for everyone to come back in. They bought a lot of time there. They used their ultimates very efficiently, knowing they'd switch, as you say. Godsby already nearly to an Impresight here. He has the high ground and sight advantage for the time being, but Ivy close to another Dragon Blade. That will not last very long if Ivy can get in there into that back line.
I really like that Godsby is just ignoring Ivy. Ivy keeps popping up over the top with the deflection. They're like, I'm going to get you. And Ivy's and Godsby's just like, well, I'm just not even going to shoot you even remotely. Like, not even once.
Here comes that blade
up. He's in onto the high ground, looking for a target. Drops back down. One more slice will take out Godsby, but it seems like it's about all he's going to get. But he's dismantled the Widowmaker comp. And now they can start pushing forward here, starting to
and this is when Climax becomes scary on attack Widow, because he has full line of sight advantage. He has the high ground here. He can even drop down his poison here to somewhat guard the doorway. And BQB's choice of Sombra isn't going to be very effective when it's very difficult for him to even poke his head out. Just going back to the traditional BQB style, right-clicking the Diva, trying to build up an EMP. He wants it before this push, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Well, Climax takes down Godsby. Widowmaker so far not really doing any favors from the side of X6-Gaming. BQB's got to jump away. Res will come out from Roki to bring Godsby back into the pipe. The Impresight's now going to be up, so he has eyes on that enemy Widowmaker. Will be answered by Godsby's own ult. EMP's in, but where's the follow-up here from the side of X6? They need to get the kills. They managed to find Ivy, but BQB gets traded back.
Oh man, missing a lot of shots here though. So much time being bought at the moment.
Baba gonna get jumped on. He'll get knocked out of that mech and taken down by Baby from the side. Use that self-destruct as well. So now we'll have that loss, but actually Rhea gets taken out of the mech and Yakpung follows up for the kill in the end. This fight with the Primal Rage goes back off screen, takes out Climax. They alleviate a bit of pressure, but O2 Ardeont still sticking in this one with the Transcendence, despite there only being 4 members here at the card.
Oh man, really having to put everything into this push, including the Transcendence. It's now countered by a later, better timed one with faster respawns. X6 should be able to regain control of this card. Such a waste by Violet, unfortunate.
Yeah, it didn't get to go anywhere. BQB now spraying away. He's down to half HP, but he'll get pocketed back up. The hack coming in, looking for a target. Res out onto Ivy to bring him back in. Now Baby's going to be traded out, but Godsby put right back into the grave by Ivy. They're taken out by Godsby. Snipes him down. Now Climax dead. Violet going low, manages to stay alive. Will get pocketed back up there by Rain, who is getting chunked out. The spray from the back from BQB takes him down. Another EMP on the way. Minute 14 left on the clock. X6-Gaming have not given up an extra inch here ever since they stopped this card. EMP in. Violet goes low, but he's still alive. No, manages to get taken down in the end. BQB will finish him off.
Oh, that max range. BQB is the Grim Reaper. He is untouched. He is everywhere. He is getting kills at range. He is bursting through the tank's armor, getting hacks off, building EMPs so quickly. And he finds his mark. He finds the kills. He's the MVP so far, and he has made this hold so powerful. The delayed transcendence from Bebe earlier, so much better timed.
Yep.
And O2 Ardeont might just be halted here. They had such an advantage, but it's all gone now.
Precise up. Any pick that Godsby can get. There's going to be absolutely crucial.
Ivy with a rare Sombra switch, but it's so late, I don't think it's going to do them any favors.
28 seconds left to go here as they get forward, moving up, trying to get in onto that cart, looking for the shot, tag in onto Climax. Cannot finish them off though. But Godspeed's still going to be safe. They still have control over this payload. Looking for another hit, takes one there at range, doesn't find the shot. Violet dropping down onto the low ground, has that Transcendence ready to go. Bebe jumps on 99, gets it up, ready to go, but he doesn't need to pop it yet. Actually, the healing coming through from Roki keeps him alive, and now they can hold that for this final fight as we enter into OT. O2 Ardeont needs to push forward. Transcendence is going to be coming down. BQB's on the side. EMP's out from Ivy first. BQB trying to stay alive. The pocket comes in. Self-destruct finds Ivy. Climax is dead. No DPS available. EMP comes in. BQB dropping off the high ground. Throws that one down, and Humbaba has been taken out. Yakpok nowhere to go. No primal rage. He'll jump up, but he's going to come back down dead. Push forward there from Violet, trying to buy some time, trying to build up for that next Transcendence. He's still alive, he's at 77%, but he can't get there, and the hold will come through. One cap, nearly two for O2.
And BQB,
but X6 get it in the end.
BQB, he is on the high ground, he's behind you, he's over you, he's mid-air, and he is getting kills, he is building EMPs, utilizing that rooftop so well. When Climax lost control, when he lost control with the Widow, it became BQB's playground, and as we saw his first-person view, he was translocating every time it was off cooldown. It was impossible to track his movements, where he was going to be, or where he was trying to kill you. He would fake out translocator movements as well. Just insane damage output from this guy. Better ult efficiency here from the side of X6. The later Transcends, understanding how much time they have. O2 Ardeont, it's their first Korean Overwatch tournament, and they look like rookies in this finals. They made it here through miraculous performances. They were the God Killers, as everyone was calling them when they defeated Element Mystic. That was the miracle run they had, the reverse sweep. But now they stand in front of this massive crowd here in Kintex, a place we've had 2 Overwatch miles now. This is our 3rd Kintex Overwatch mile. A massive crowd, as you can see, look at that. In front of a stage like this, you are choking, you are the underdogs, and you are struggling. Ivy with the late switch there to the Sombra was never going to accomplish anything. Climax unable to hold sightline control, and X6 is running away with this series right now.
He had the EMP ready to go, threw it down, found BQB, but there was no follow-up to take out the enemy Sombra, so in the end, it just didn't result in anything for the side of O2 Ardeont. Now you can see the defensive structure coming in from them. Gonna be that Orisa with the Roadhog from Humbaba. Climax on McCree and Ivy with the Junkrat. They are in this one for the long haul. They want that full hold. They don't want to give X6-Gaming the chance to push through the street space.
Well, it will be the Climax, McCree, and the Ivy Junkrat as predicted. Humbaba, Roadhog, defense. Very predictable here. No change in strategy. Just going back to comfort picks. Godspeed starts on the attack Hanzo, which we've seen very commonly on this map, but it is a pretty low win rate at the moment. I think this is more of a mental blow, I think, of what they're looking for here. It's a very viable strategy. If you can get an early kill with the Hanzo, you can just snowball because it has good damage output against these tanks that don't have great sustain.
Before anybody asks in the chat, no, this is not the new Hanzo.
No.
This is going to be classic as they get ready to jump in. No Smite and Rhea going forward. Hook comes down, Rhea dragged in. Goes low, but the pocket from the Mercy is able to keep him alive and in the mech.
Godspeed not doing a lot of damage, only at 33% currently, despite having a positional advantage.
Well, you say that, but there's the hit on the Yakpok's counter arrow, helping out a bit. Chunk him out. They find the one. Ivy, huge pulse going down. Pulse goes in, doesn't find the explosion that you were really looking for there, but it's doing the work. BQB follows up with the kill there on the Yakpok. The defense from O2 Ardeont has crumbled a very fast cap, and now it's going to be so much time in the bank. It's just 5.5 minutes just about for X6.
It's so much consistent damage when you get the Hanzo up onto the high ground there. He's going to switch off of it. Dragon Strike is worthless in this meta, so he just switches back now to the Widow. Wants to try to win out this duel, but he does so much consistent damage when he gets into position to do so. The tanks are immobile. It's an Orisa Roadhog. You can't avoid that direct Hanzo damage.
Another headshot there. Gets the body tag in on the Climax.
They have very little distance to push this as well. BQB, by the way, flexing to Tracer, a little bit abnormal here, sticking with it as well.
Yeah, certainly not a big one for him, historically. And Cosby, he's not finding those finishing blow headshots, but he's just chunking them down. Humbaba taking one. Knocked down to half. That will feed Transcendence Charge over to Violet, however, as he is dangerously close to that 91% dive coming in. looking to execute Godspeed, but they can't get him. The Discord Orb is in on a Yakpunk. He's gonna go low, he's gonna go down. They managed to find Bebe. Buys him a little bit of extra time, but X6-Gaming looking for the big six here with their ultimates.
Yeah,
having all of them ready to go. That's gonna be the Infrasight in.
Such a disjointed dive. Sure, they got the kill.
Pulse goes in, gets a little bit of damage, a smattering of it in onto Ivy.
Ivy goes down now.
In the end.
He's dead. He didn't get an EMP. He played greedy. He got one pick, but they lost the. They won the battle, sure, in one way, but they lost the war. They lost their tanks. X6 has an ult lead now as they just march through. As Godspeed is uncontested on this cart. They've got so much time for hero swaps. BQB can easily switch and get an EMP. He can get multiple EMPs in the time they've got left. Yakpung needs to find more value on this Winston, and he's chunked down again.
Well, that's Godspeed going down. Yakpung does follow up onto that body shot from Climax, and they manage to find the kill. Now Bebe under fire, doesn't want to have to use the Transcendence. The fight wouldn't be there. There would be no follow-up, so he'll just go down. Spray coming in from Ivy, looking to execute Roki, but can't get him. Will, however, be able to pick up that mega pack.
Let's see
that one out for his squad.
Let's see if BQB is interested in switching. He didn't die. He's sticking with the Tracer for now, while playing to his strengths here. As Climax now controls full sightlines. He didn't have this advantage before, but even with the Infrasight, he's taken out, forces a res. Huge win here for Godspeed.
Yeah, takes him down, but now Godspeed going to be under fire yet again. Yakpung into the backside. There's no one there to support Godspeed, so he'll get taken down. Mama.
Oh, the back push, the back door.
Looking for it, but
BQB's back door it in. Nobody's here.
No one's
nobody's there.
They finally see it. They get the body shot in, but he's already gained so much ground from the side of X6.
He almost finished it with the back door. And let's see how this works out now for O2. The problem for Godspeed, the reason why he's being picked so often by the dive is because they don't have those defensive hacks anymore. They don't have the Sombra to keep him alive. It's so difficult to actually execute. He's not going to get it. And vulnerability frames so long for that. But BQB not being on the Sombra means that Godspeed has been more vulnerable than ever against the diving Winston coming through the Diva and also Ivy on the Sombra. So let's see. He's got this pulse bomb now. Just so surprising to see him stick with his Tracer.
Oh, he recalls straight into the base of Ivy. Have the back up there from No Smite. Couple little zaps in. Roll back now coming through yet again. So X6. What was gained by BQB with the back tap pretty much going to be erased now.
Bebe's in our picture because he's looking to Transcendence against the EMP.
In the back, Climax. Not going to go down yet. Pocket comes in. All comes through. Rain answers.
Maybe
jumps onto that high ground.
Need to be tracking where Ivy is because this is the most important moment.
Oh, gonna look for the window. Down. They're jumping in, looking for Godspeed.
No peel.
The corner. They haven't killed him yet. It's just gonna be Violent Rain going down now. Yakpung will fall as well. That's 3. Make it 4 members on the side of O2 Ardeont who have died. Humbaba taken out of that mech as well. And the cart is rolling forward. A minute and a half left on the clock. And just a couple meters to go. Can they even tag in to stop it? Nope. No, they cannot. X6 now moving up 2-0 in this series. 2 more maps to go. They're at the halfway point to close out this grand final.
I want to point out that in the time that Ivy held EMP, I feel like BQB built 2.5. In comparison, he held the EMP, did not use it. He went for that aggressive pick onto the Widow there in the end. The reason being that for the rest of the attack phase after the control of the point, when they got point A and then started pushing the cart, for the rest of that time, there was no Sombra and there was almost no peel for Godspeed. So Ivy said and the team decided killing this Widowmaker should be our priority. No one is peeling for him, no one is protecting. This time, however, they committed everything to getting the kill, including their tanks. The peel did collapse in, they did come in and take out that dive. They took out the tanks and they took out Ivy, who was dead again in spawn room with full EMP charge. And as the map finished, he still had EMP. His ult icon was still showing in the UI. And this is a player who runs almost entirely Junkrat Genji, does not run the Sombra. We've seen him attempt it a few times with very, very poor results. And in this meta that we've had throughout Contenders, Sombra has been key. This will be the last time we see this much Sombra priority. Tonight's the final night, but he switches to it, he tries to adapt, but he is being outclassed. He is not living up to the damage output that BQB has, the peel he's had to protect the hit scan, and his ability to just build EMPs quickly, farm off the tanks, and set up team fights. Ivy has not been able to make that impact.
Yeah, I mean, this, for Hollywood, it was actually the BQB show. It was really him just dominating here, whether it was on the Tracer, getting some extra little pickoffs there, going for the back cap, but then when the Sombra comes through, just utterly beautiful play from him, whereas Godspeed was falling a little bit shy there with those Widowmakers. He was getting out-traded by Climax at times. was not able to escape a lot of that dive coming through and wasn't really nailing those big headshots, getting those big highlight plays. Maybe it's because Big Boss Pine is sitting in the audience and there's a lot of pressure on you when you're trying to play Widowmaker, and the OG Widow is here
to
he's
right
watch
in front
you.
Of us right now.
He is. And he's been unfazed this entire time. I just don't think he's that impressed by the Widowmaker play so far.
He, you know, we did speak to him a little bit beforehand. I asked him who he predicted. He refused to answer, but he would say he was hoping for an 0-2 Ardeont victory. That's who he wanted to cheer for tonight, because obviously I guess he knows they are the underdogs here. They're down 0-2. Yeah. Very fitting for them. They've been down 0-2 in a lot of their series. They reverse sweeped against Element Mystic after being down 0-2. But will that happen here? I don't think so. Element Mystic did dominate the first 2 games in very similar fashion to what we saw in the first 2 games of this Grand Finals. But this is a Grand Finals, and you know, that's what I wrote in my official prediction when I sent it in, is Grand Finals are not won off miracles and pop-off performances. Sure, you can have a great run through semis or maybe even the round of 8, which is where they were able to defeat Element Mystic. But in the Grand Finals, in a huge best-of-7 like this,